Superheroes and giant monsters, two of my most favorite things, collide in what will likely go down as one of the most epic comic book crossovers ever. Welcome to Kaijutopia, I'm Tom, and in this video, I'll be reviewing the first issue of Justice League vs. Godzilla vs. Kong. I've been looking forward to seeing Godzilla and Superman, two of my all-time favorite characters, face off in a battle that will likely tear this very comic book in half. Godzilla and Superman are not alone, however. Kong, Batman, Wonder Woman, and a host of other superpowered characters of all shapes and sizes are joining the show. Our story begins at the top of the Daily Planet, where Clark Kent and Lois Lane are having a romantic dinner. Both are reminiscing of how they first met, which prompts Clark to bend the knee. But before Clark could pop the question, the entire city shakes, not because Lois accepts Clark's wedding proposal, but because the fearsome Godzilla arrives. That's right, my friends, Superman's marriage proposal is interrupted by Godzilla. I wish my marriage proposal had been interrupted by Godzilla. But before their legendary battle could ensue, we cut to 12 hours ago. In the Justice League Watchtower, the Flash and Green Lantern are marveling at how awesome Superman is. I can't blame them. It would seem the entire Justice League has been made aware of Superman's intentions of asking Lois Lane to marry him, in addition to the two going on their first vacation together, which also happens to be Superman's first vacation ever, in fact. However, before the two lovebirds can skedaddle, Superman's making sure absolutely all his bases are covered by saving as many lives as he can. It's then Titano, a giant kryptonite-powered ape cyborg, attacks Metropolis. Superman goes to stop it, but Titano's kryptonite laser beams make the Justice League wary, so the Flash races over to help. Despite being the fastest man in the world, however, Superman's already subdued the giant ape cyborg. Throughout the next few panels, we see Superman talk to his fellow Justice Leaguers about how he feels about marrying Lois, and they're all super supportive of him. Meanwhile, the Legion of Doom, supervillains extraordinaires, watch on in complete disgust because they're superpowered narcissists. They're also tired of losing to good guys all the time. As all the villains sulk about their lack of winning streaks, the Toyman points out that the Justice League probably win all the time because they actually get along. Cheetah finds the idea of the heroes being super friends silly. So the truth and possibly the story's theme of the power of friendship goes over their heads. Criminal mastermind Lex Luthor has a diabolical plan. For years, he's been searching for Superman's famous Fortress of Solitude, and at last, he's found it. Immediately, the Legion of Doom invade the fortress, searching for a mother box. To those of you who don't know, a mother box is a new god sentient computer. It's extremely powerful, and if it falls into the hands of Luthor, well, something the world probably ends. Furthermore, keen-eyed readers might notice the Mobius chair, usually operated by the new god Metron, and at one point Batman has done it too. What looks like one of Luthor's power suits, which he doesn't seem to care about. I'm sure it's because it's like one of his earlier obsolete models, and what might be the Spear of Destiny. Black Manta suspects all the weapons, devices, and items have a cutting-edge alarm system. Toyman doesn't seem to care as he picks up a mysterious red stone. More on that particular item in a jiffy. Cue the rest of the Legion of Doom looking flabbergasted by Toyman's stupid mistake. But then I can't blame him. I mean, the guy's named Toyman. He's in the Fortress of Solitude. I mean, look at all this stuff. I mean, it's kind of like what happens if I go to like a Comic-Con. Like, you try not to touch something. Back in his mild-mannered abode, Clark Kent is packing his things when he detects the arrival of Bruce Wayne, aka the Batman. Spoilers. The world's finest have a down-to-earth, mature discussion about marriage and the potential liabilities to, when it comes to being married to Superman. Suddenly, Superman hears the Fortress of Solitude's alarms blaring. Before he can go up and away, Batman, because he's Batman, tells Superman not to worry. All this before Superman can, just speed out of there faster than a speeding bullet. But hey, the Justice League has him covered. Back in the Fortress of Solitude, an all-out fight breaks out between the Justice League and the Legion of Doom. With Toyman screwing up bigly, he inadvertently activates the Mother Box with one of his explosives. While Green Lantern is able to save his fellow Justice Leaguers, power of friendship and all, the Legion of Doom are not so fortunate. Or are they? The Legion of Doom finds themselves transported to a mysterious island where the Titan Skullcrawler attacks them. Before the Titan has time to eat the supervillains, they're saved by, wait, up in the sky! It's an ape! It's a Titan! It's Kong! Kong smashes the Skullcrawler like it's the like button. Unlike his teammates, Gorilla Grodd is enamored by Kong, calling him an ape god, which, he's right. Grodd's villainous teammates unknowingly take refuge in one of Monarch's military command centers. They're trying to find out where in the world they are, but here's the thing, it's not where in the world they are, more apropos, it's more like which world are they on? While Grodd is too busy proselytizing to Kong, who looks very confused, it turns out he's not the only one gushing over these giant monsters. Toyman sees several active Titans on a computer screen. We see Kamazotz, Behemoth, and Skyla, calling them toys. Not sure if I can relate. It's then Toyman takes a particular interest in Godzilla. Again, I can't blame him. I can relate to. But the Legion of Doom are still pissed at Toyman for damaging the Mother Box, leaving them marooned in this strange universe. All of them take turns insulting his intelligence, his value, his self-worth, which isn't a good idea because Toyman starts talking to that mysterious red stone I mentioned earlier, which comic book readers might recognize as the Materia Opticon, aka the Dream Stone or Dream Ruby. It has many names. DC supervillain Dr. Destiny has used it to cause problems for the Justice League in the past. It's made a few live-action appearances over the years, like in Netflix's stellar The Sandman series and the not-so-stellar Wonder Woman 1984. Created by Dream of the Endless, the metaphysical embodiment of all dreams ever, it can make any wish come true. It is arguably the most powerful plot device in comics. And what does Toyman do with it? Well, Toyman must be a kaiju fan because he wishes to bring all of the giant monsters back to his world with the intent of using them to play with the Justice League. We return to the present moment with Godzilla landing in Metropolis. Superman tells Lois he loves her as he flies to meet the Atomic Titan in what promises to be one hell of a fight. But we'll have to wait and see what happens next in the next issue. I'm liking this comic thus far. I've been anticipating it for months now, and it did not disappoint. I like the writing and art style. The characters are aptly depicted. Their unique personalities and interactions kept the story engaging for me. I kind of feel like if you're a Godzilla fan mostly, and you're new to DC Comics, or you're not familiar with, like, say, Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, and such, this comic is a great intro. I mean, it pretty much nails their characters spot on. While I was hoping to see Superman and Godzilla slug it out, I'm honestly glad we didn't jump straight to the action. A little build-up is nice, especially when it's, in the name of establishing our core characters, who we will embark on a magnificent journey of hopefully being stomped on by our favorite giant monsters. I'm totally, biased here, yes? So, okay. As far as As far as power rankings go, important things, I'm still in the Superman can solo the entire Monsterverse, including Godzilla, so this wouldn't be much of a fight camp, but as Team 4-Star once eloquently stated, power levels are bullshit. I'm sure Godzilla and his Titan brethren will bulk up considerably because the power of the plot calls for it. This will likely be the case since we saw the Skullcrawler come this close to gulping up the Legion of Doom in one bite. And no offense to the Skullcrawler, to Scully here, but he isn't exactly top tier. So I'd bet subscribers on Godzilla and Kong being more formidable than their live-action counterparts. Moreover, it'll be interesting to see if the Legion of Doom interacts with any Monsterverse human characters. Not that any MV characters are on their level, but it'd still be nice to see them pop up nonetheless. As far as speculations go, I suspect Toyman will become the overarching villain. With the Dream Ruby in his possession, he's nigh omnipotent, so don't be surprised if he becomes more threatening as the story unravels. Kind of like his sanity will unravel, and he'll likely become some sort of mad toy god. So instead of Toyman, he becomes Toy God. There, called it here. You heard it from me first. I'd love to see him make his own Mechagodzilla, resurrect previously dead titans like Ghidorah, or perhaps in this Monsterverse universe, it might be an alternate reality where Ghidorah is still alive, and play God by creating new titans that we fans are familiar with but will likely never show up in the Monsterverse. So just imagine Toyman or Toy God creating something like a Space Godzilla. That would be rad. With Jack Kirby's new gods affecting the narrative, I hope to see bigger DC supervillains like Darkseid show up. In other videos, I thought it'd be cool to combine the Monsterverse characters with DC comic mythos, such as making King Ghidorah a member of the Sinestro Corps, who are, they're like Green Lanterns, but instead of being powered by willpower, they're powered by fear. And I'd say Ghidorah is overqualified. We've seen DC kaiju like Titano, so I'd like to see other giants like Starro appear. And even though promotional art does not always have any bearing on the plot, some promotional art has shown the Spectre joining in the fight against Godzilla, and if that ends up happening or Godzilla becomes like the Spirit of Vengeance's vessel, I'll lose it in a good way. Lastly, how do I think the Godzilla-Superman fight will go down? Well, knowing Superman, he'd be focused more on trying to save Metropolis as opposed to going all out on Godzilla, so it'll be a relatively even fight. In terms of strength, it seems like they'll end up evenly matched, with Superman's flight, wits, and speed possibly giving him an edge. Or maybe Godzilla's radioactive powers will end up weakening Superman, like kryptonite, which is it's like a form of radiation. Titano and his kryptonite lasers have already been invoked, so it could be setting something like that up. We'll just have to wait and see. So, what did you think of the video? Have you read the comic yet? And if so, what did you think? Hey, just thank you for stomping by, Kaiju viewers. I'm Tom, and I will destroy you all utterly next time.